Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also following the primary expectation. In the previous video, we talked about that ideally this C wave goes a little bit lower before moving up in the fifth wave in green. So I have to first move all of this across, something that we just have to keep keep doing, just because movements sometimes wander and it takes a bit longer. Oops. So let's just move them. That's fine. So yeah, the pattern is working out. We hit a pullback near enough to that support level, bounced off, put that wave 5 in. It could very well be already finished. This wave 5 in green, off wave 3, off wave 3, off wave 3. Together with this count, I want to issue a warning as well, but we first take a look at the count, and we talk about the warning that we've got here about Bitcoin. It is still obviously in an above an ascending trend line. It's putting a series of 1-2s in here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is a 3, 4. Let me just double check that actually. It might have retraced a bit too much. No, perfect. Talked about that before in the previous video. It can retrace to 16,740 roughly. Shouldn't drop any lower. Didn't, so that's fine. When it reached the 50% fib level, it bounced and moved up in a wave 5. Yeah, this is typical. The Fibonacci levels do have relevance. You can see how well the price adheres to these fib levels. Here the price was dancing on the 38.2% fib level, which is, for such a wave 4, the ideal retracement. The maximum a wave 4 should do is the 50% fib retracement. We came to that level and moved higher, which is great. So the price reacted to it. And now we need to be on the side of caution, because we are approaching here the end of a third wave. We moved higher. We went higher than the previous wave 3, which ended here at 17,067. Which means theoretically wave 5 could already be in. Ideally, I would like it to be a bit longer, to be more substantial at wave 5, but it doesn't necessarily need to do it. It's moved up high enough to finish off this wave 5 off white wave 3. There would then ideally be a wave 4 in white and a wave 5 in white as well, pushing us higher eventually into the 19K region. Yeah, that would be ideal. So the short-term bullish potential that we've been talking about since we've been moving up here, yeah, is currently working out. We had the wave 1, large wave 1, yeah, since the low from the 21st of November, moved up in a 5-wave move in a wave 1. We came down in a 3-wave correction in a wave 2, hit my support area, and we are now moving higher in what I believe is a third wave. I did tell you before, I believe there is going to be short-term upside potential this week, but it is not necessarily a bullish breakout pattern. But hey, short-term bullish potential for a possible swing trade, right? Which would have worked out. But yeah, this would generally push higher, ideally into the 19K region. That would, however, be part of a correction. And we would then ideally come down once more in a wave 5 to make an even lower low than the one that we made on the 9th of November, which was here around 15.7K. So yeah, so what can I say? What else can I say? Nothing really, other than upside potential continues to be relevant. As long as we are holding above this ascending trend line. I would put a trend line on my chart if I were you. What else to say? This can push higher, of course, that's the expectation. We are currently in a resistance area here. This is spanning, this based on all these highs and lows here in this region, relevant today. This resistance area is based on the, it's located between 16,970 and 17,250. I think getting above that level would allow us to push even higher, which would be, if the wave count is correct, we will follow this and carry on. However, a word of warning here. We are now in a resistance area. There's naturally an increased risk of getting rejected. So be aware of pullbacks all the time now, yeah? We have moved higher, didn't give you any warnings until now, but now is the time to be on the side of caution. because we've moved enough. We are comfortably in profit. If anybody entered here in this long entry area, you are nicely in profit. But now it might be time move up it, to move up the stop loss. At least consider it. I can't give you any financial advice, but consider to move up your stop loss. Maybe take partial profits if you want to, which I wouldn't do. I would just move up my stop loss into profit, take the risk out. And also the other, or the reason for the warning is not only we are in a resistance area and there's a risk of rejection. The problem we have is we have a series of 1-2 setups, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Some of these did not reach their ideal retracement areas. In a wave 2 of a third wave, you ideally want to reach the 61.8 or the 78.6% fib level. Here we reached only the 38.2% fib level, for example. My experience is if you have a series of 1-2s, and some of them, like the green one here and the white one, do not reach ideal retracement levels, but only very, very shallow ones, there is an increased risk of the whole pattern to break down earlier than expected. So that's what I mean. From now on, be aware. It's only a warning. It's nothing else. I'm not telling you to sell or anything. The primary expectation is still that we push higher. But we need to be now on the side of caution as we're getting towards the end of this wave 3, where the wave 2 did not reach the ideal retracement. There's risk of a breakdown, coming soon. Okay, so be aware. And but ideally it pushes into the region 18 to 19k. But it could very well very soon be over from now, just because we're approaching here the end of a third wave, and the wave 2 did not retrace into ideal levels. So that often means, especially if you have a series of those 1-2s, that the pattern might get exhausted earlier than expected. Now we can already see that if we just look at the indicators, you don't even need to look at the indicators to know that, 1 second, go to the 1 hour, to know that there is a bearish divergence forming, the 1 hour. You make a higher high on the price chart, the lower high on the RSI. So just be aware, things can change quickly here. The 4 hour doesn't show that, but the 4 hour is now overbought as well. So hey, I did that. I moved up my stop loss for Ethereum. I didn't enter Bitcoin position, but Ethereum, happy with that. Moved them into profits, take the risk out. And that's my update. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.